I have a question for you. Who do you think sucked up the most to Donald Trump during yesterday's cabinet meeting? I submit to you some candidates, and it is really something to see people like Tulsi Gabbard, Kelly Loeffler, Scott Bessent, Kristi Noem, Zeldon. They are competing. Who can suck up to Donald Trump the most and the best? Here is Tulsi.
And they could never make America great again, but we are doing that. Congratulations, you found some interesting things, Tulsi. She's becoming a bigger and bigger star every day. She found a lot of good things. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. As we approach Labor Day weekend here.
Yeah.
This is just such a great opportunity, really, to recognize your leadership as a true champion for working people.
He's just such a champion.
And I know we'll hear, as we go around the table here, how your focus singularly on putting the well-being and interests of the American people first is that common thread that we're seeing in your policies being implemented across your administration.
He is just such a champion for the average person. And Tulsi kind of gives up the game. Tulsi goes, we're going to hear from other people sucking up to you as well. Kelly Loeffler says, so remember, we're trying to figure out who wins the suck up contest here, which is a classic in authoritarian governments. Who can suck up to the dear leader the best? Here's Kelly Loeffler. She's giving an attempt.
Administrator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, everyone knows there's no stronger advocate for hardworking American families than you.
There is no stronger advocate than Donald Trump. So there's Kelly Loeffler. Then we get to Kristi Noem. And Kristi Noem thanks Trump merely for the opportunity to work for him. This is vomitous. I hope people aren't eating right now.
Kristi?
Well, Mr. President, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to work for you. And you committed when you ran for president to make America safe again. And today, the average family and individual that lives in this country is safer than they've been in years because of—
Thank you, sir, for allowing me to work for you. And then Kristi Noem, a little more substantively, saying, sir, you're doing such a great job on crime.
Make sure we know who's coming into this country. You've arrested and brought to justice hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens, criminals that have perpetuated violence against American people. Sir, you've had 1.6 million people voluntarily go home to their home countries.
Sir.
That were here in this country illegally. Because of your strong message and you enforcing the law, they decided to go home on their own so that they could come back the right way someday.
What a miracle. What a miracle that Donald Trump was able to achieve. Not to be outdone, Zeldon then finds other ways to praise Trump. Zeldon is the administrator of the EPA, which is sort of ironic because they're supposed to protect the environment, something which does not seem to be a priority for Donald Trump.
Led by Stephen Miller. They have been amazing to work with. I was just in Iowa with Administrator Loeffler, who made an announcement with Secretary Rollins to reverse the deratement on diesel exhaust fluid systems.
Wow.
Mr. President, you said you wanted water flowing faster. Working with the Secretary of Energy, we've done our part to do that, to get gas cans flowing faster, to stop that annoying start-stop feature in vehicles. See, people out there might say, well, why are you focused on all of these little things? If it's little to you, it doesn't mean that it's not a very big deal for millions of other Americans.
What a victory by Donald Trump. They are getting gas cans flowing faster. Now, then it became Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s turn. Now, there's a little problem here. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. did some kind of fitness challenge. And the problem, of course, is Donald Trump couldn't do a single push-up and Donald Trump couldn't do a single pull-up. And what RFK says is Trump is exempt from that, and he'll explain why.
And then finally, most importantly, the Pete and Bobby challenge. I want to give an update. Pete got, or I got 5 minutes and 48. It's 100 push-ups, 50 pull-ups, and you try to do it within 10 minutes. I got 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Pete beat me. I'm still bitter at that. 5 minutes and 25. The cabinet leader is Scott Turner.
You beat me.
Your arm.
That's
You
good.
got 5 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm waiting for reports from the rest of the cabinet. The only exemptions currently existing is if you can hit a 50 at Bedminster, which President Trump did with Bryce and DeChambeau, so he's the only one exempt in this room.
That's right. Trump is exempt from the fitness challenge because he was able to cheat his way to a 50 at his own golf club, which RFK misstates as Bedminster rather than Bedminster. So that's pretty full on. But then I saw Scott Bessent, and Scott Bessent praised Trump like a parent would praise a 3-year-old. Listen to this.
Sir, as we've said very often, economic security is national security, and our country has never been so secure thanks to you. You have brought us back from the edge. You have the overwhelming mandate from the American people. You're restoring confidence in government, a topic that is on the front of everyone's mind, the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve's independence comes from a political arrangement between itself and the American public. Having the public's trust is the only thing that gives it credibility, and you, sir, are restoring trust to government.
And you can tell Scott Bessent really means it because he's reading it off of a piece of paper. I've got to tell you, Bessent seems miserable to me. Miserable. I sat next to Scott Bessent at a dinner in DC recently, and I don't mean I was at the same table. What I mean is this was at Jaleo in DC. I was sitting at the next table over from Bessent, and Bessent was at a table with a bunch of guys. He said nothing the whole dinner and just sat there looking miserable, slowly eating his food, looked as miserable as I've ever seen anyone. I think of all these people, Bessent is not a true believer. I think he thinks this is all nonsense, but he's bought in, and loyalty is expected and loyalty he's going to give. And then finally, and maybe this is the winner of the Suck Up to Trump contest, Steve Witkoff says, when is Trump finally going to get that Nobel Peace Prize?
And there's only one thing I wish for, that Nobel Committee finally gets its act together and realizes that you are the single finest candidate since the this Nobel Award was ever talked about to receive that reward.
Wow.
Beyond your success is game-changing out in the world today. And I hope everybody one day wakes up and realizes that.
Only when people wake up and smell the coffee will Trump finally get what he deserves more than anyone else, the Nobel Peace Prize. I think that's the winner. I think Witkoff wins the Suck Up to Trump contest with Kristi Noem a close second. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment here. Email info@davidpakman.com, or better yet, leave a comment on my Substack at substack.davidpakman.com. I want to introduce you to an amazing tool that has helped a huge number of people reach their health goals. It is called Lumen, and it's the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath, and on the app, it'll tell you, are you burning fat or carbs, and give you tailored guidance to improve nutrition, workouts, even stress management. Your metabolism is like the engine of your body, how you turn food into fuel. And because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health can translate to many benefits, including easier weight management and improved energy levels and fitness results. It's a long list. Lumen gives you recommendations to improve metabolic health based on the context of your breath measurement, whether that's first thing in the morning, before and after meals or workouts. And you can get 20% off your Lumen by going to lumen.me/Pakman. The link is in the description.